Hey guys, how you doing? FM Dell here and welcome to the future. Or at least it will be very soon. In this episode, what we're doing is we're going to see what has happened in the world of football manager in the next 5 years. How it predicts it to go, how it predicts the whole sport to move, who's going to move where, what's going to happen, who's going to win the league. All those things will be answered in this episode. We're going 5 years into the future, so be sure to like, subscribe and do all the beautiful stuff and get ready for the future. So here we are in the future, 5 years. You can see over here in the top corner, it's the 3rd of June 2025 and I've not aged a day. Yeah, I don't see that being realistic. Shut up. Just shut up. Anyway, we are going to have a look at who's winning the Premier League, who's winning the Champions League, who is the player of the year, who's winning the Ballon d'Or. All these beautiful things will be answered and hopefully they'll give you a clue what to go with in your games as well. So here we go. Let's see what's happened. First of all, to the main team. Barrow. All right, if you're not following my other saves, this won't matter. They're still in League 2. So let's get to the more important stuff. So here we go. First things first is look at the Premier League over the last 5 years. Well, the first season is the one that we are actually in real life right now. And in the game, well, Manchester City walk away with it. They're top, 86 points for Manchester City. Man United finishing second here on 82 points. And then a big 12-point gap for Liverpool in third. I wonder if they have the same injury crisis that they've had in real life. And Chelsea finishing fourth. So that'll be very interesting. I don't see that being the top 4 situation this season. What do you guys think? Do you think this is Football Manager making a mistake on the very first try, or what do we think? I don't know. Tottenham, Arsenal, and then Leicester finishing in the Europa League spaces as well. You'll see that Arsenal have a UCL there. We'll get back to that later. The relegated teams are Brighton, Palace, and West Brom in that first season. So let's go to the next season. 21-22, and you'll see that Manchester City still win the league. Pep Guardiola on fire. To say it's still Pep Guardiola. We'll find out later. In the second, third places, Liverpool have done well enough to get into second and get above Man United this season. 8 points the gap there. And then Arsenal pop into the Champions League spaces there. Chelsea, Tottenham and Leicester, the same 7 teams at the top. Going down is QPR, Burnley and Brentford. So QPR and Brentford were 2 of the teams that went up. The other team that went up, Norwich. So as a Sheffield Wednesday fan, doesn't seem like we're doing any good. Should we go to the next year? In 2022-23 season, for the first time, we see a different champion, and it is Liverpool back on top with 86 points. Man City still there, though, on 85, just 1 point behind them. And Man United and Chelsea finish out the top 4. Very close season, 81 points for Chelsea, 86 for Liverpool. So just 5 points between the Champions League places. And then a bit of a drop for Arsenal and Tottenham. But Villa, also a big one for you Villa fans out there. You can be getting yourselves into the 7th place position. The Europa Cup 2, as it will be possibly known. No one's fully sure yet. And yeah, you popped into there. So you're the best of the rest. So if you're a Villa fan, life is good. But the biggest switch around is Leicester, who finished in 7th place the season before in 21-22. Well, in 22-23, they found themselves relegated down to the Championship. What could this be? Could it be a Vardy retirement? Who knows? But they go down in 18th place. That is outrageous. And not just a little bit. They've gone down by 8 points from Sheffield United, which mental. Absolutely mental in Leicester, West Brom and Millwall are the teams to go down. But Millwall had a year in the Premier League, which sounds great. 19 points, not so good. But it's good for Millwall to see them having a little shot in the Premier League. Apart from that, the other teams, they all look pretty reasonably the same. Teams going back, up and down. In 23-24... Man United fans, this is your moment. You've waited a long time to get that Premier League title back. Well, now you've got it. You finished top in 23-24 on 92 points. That's a massive 8 points ahead of second placed Chelsea. It's then got Tottenham in third and Liverpool in fourth. But the big turnaround here is Manchester City. They are now not even in the Champions League places. They're in the Champions League, don't get me wrong, but they are not in the Champions League places. 72 points over here. Not good enough. And then we see Wolves and Sheffield United popping up in the top 7, meaning that Arsenal drop out completely. So that's an interesting turnaround of events. As for relegation, we've got Crystal Palace, Watford and Bournemouth. 3 teams who look like they may have gone up the season before, because I remember most of those other names as well. But if you were a Norwich fan, you've gone up and you've done very, very well. Let's look into the last future for us, the last season, the one that in theory has just gone. And you'll see right now the current season, the season that's just finished. Manchester City worked their way back to the top. 86 points, run away with it a little bit. Liverpool, Chelsea and Man U. So what we've noticed a lot towards this 5 years in the future, according to Football Manager, is that Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United are the top 4, and they seem to just stick those positions down. Tottenham and Arsenal seem to drop away quite a bit, according to the game. The bottom of the league, West Brom, you're doing what West Brom do in real life. You're bouncing up and down, relegated again in this season with Sheffield United and Wolves. So if Sheffield United can last until 24-25 season, to be honest, they've done incredibly well, because they look like going down this year. Not so good for Wolves, but the rest of the teams, all bouncers really in the whole saves. Teams that have gone down, teams coming up. They're all teams that are in the Premier League now, I think. Apart from Norwich, they're all in the Premier League as we sit at this point in real life. So not too much sway with a team coming through, apart from Norwich. They're the only ones who seem to be able to cement a place into the Premier League. So that's really interesting to see that Manchester City and Liverpool are predominantly the 2 teams at the top of the table. But there is one sneaky title in there for Man U as well, even though they couldn't follow up the next year. So let's see who's been the top goal scorers throughout this period in the Premier League. And here it is, the top goal scorers. Well, number 1 in the first season was Danny Ings. 19 goals for Danny Ings. That was in the first season at Southampton. He's now 32 years old, but still at Southampton. Sadio Mane walked away with it the next year on 18 goals. He, again, is still at Liverpool. He's 33 years old now, still worth a hefty amount of money. He stayed at Liverpool the whole time. Where is he? Where is the start period? Here it is. He scored 11, then 18, then 12, 11, 11. Perfect 7s, mid 7s. We all know Sadio Mane is an absolute worldie of a player, and he seems to continue that through this save. Now, here we go. Here's some interesting news. In 22-23 and 23-24, the leading goal scorer comes from Aston Villa and is Jose Juan Macias. Exactly, this is what we're all looking for. Jose Juan Macias pops through. Look at those stats, brilliant stats, worth £64 million. But where's he come from? Mexico. That's where he's from, and they got him for just 7.75 million in 21-22. So definitely one to look at, you FM players out there. What a player he might be. Deportivo Guadalajara is where you've got to look. He scored basically a 1-2, just over a 1-2 record there. But then as soon as he got into the Premier League, he's scoring a fantastic over a goal every other game, which is perfect. He carries it on as well into the season just gone. Look at those goals. 24, 16, 14. Brilliant players. So Jose Juan Macias is one to look out for here on FM. And in the season just gone, it was this boy, Troy Parrott. We all know a lot about Troy Parrott already. If you're a Millwall fan, he's on loan with you at this present time. I don't know how well he does with you, according to FM. Let's find out. He only gets 4 goals for you, Millwall, so lower your expectations. But as time goes by, he does incredibly well. He goes to Bournemouth in the game, plays in the Championship the year later, scoring nearly a goal every other game there, and then going to Valencia, which I think would be a fantastic move for him, where he does score 1 every other, and then comes back to Tottenham in 23-24 and gets 16 again, 1 every other, and then even better than 1 every other in this season. Troy Parrott, if he lives up to his potential here on FM, is one heck of a player, and one that we're all really going to look out for. I'm already looking out for him every time I can, but yeah, Tottenham, you've got an absolute star and you don't need to worry about Harry Kane. But highest average rating. This is a good one for people to see, to know who performs well on a regular basis. Well, Bernardo Silva is your man if you're looking for that. 33 appearances, Bernardo Silva got a 7.68 rating. Harry Kane in the second season, a 7.82 in 33 games. Still didn't get the golden boot, remember. Bernardo Silva back in 22-23 to take the place again. Rashford the next year in 23-24. And the one just gone, Bernardo Silva, again, consistently fantastic as he is in real life. He's only 30 at this point, but brilliant work for Man City the whole time. Look at that. Goals, assists, Brilliant, brilliant player, Bernardo Silva, and continues it throughout the seasons. Even when he isn't winning the award for the best average rating, he's got to be up there. 7.56, 7.55. What a player on this game. So moving to the Cups now, we can see that this season just gone, the finals between Chelsea and Man United, with Chelsea walking away with the League Cup in 2021. In 21-22, we get Liverpool winning. Again, the runners-up being Manchester United in that one. 22-23, Arsenal win it with Chelsea running up. So Chelsea are doing really well in this League Cup battle, getting to the final more seasons than not. With Aston Villa winning it in 23-24. That'll cheer some people up out there, Aston Villa winning stuff. With Chelsea dropping themselves into the runner-up position. And then an interesting finalist again in the final one. Man United finally get their hands on the League Cup trophy for the first time since 2016-2017 season. But West Brom are in the final. West Brom get to the final, but do not make it. But they are the winners. So the League Cup winners are Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa and Man United. No one winning it twice. That's interesting. Okay, so the FA Cup looks a little bit better for Man United at the start. They win it 2 years in a row against Chelsea and Arsenal respectively. And then we get to 22-23 as Arsenal nick it themselves against Liverpool. Tottenham also beat Liverpool in the season after. And then a big Manchester derby in the final where Manchester City run away with it, making themselves doubles. They get the league title and also the FA Cup. So there's wins in there for Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, the same teams really. Main difference between the FA Cup and the League Cup is, of course, that we've not seen any surprises. There's no Aston Villa, there's no West Brom in there popping up, seeing how they've got to the final. These are all top 4 teams, or top 7 teams really, getting into the final there every single time. That's the FA Cup. Should we head into Europe? Europa League has an amazing first final. Can we just be sure that Arsenal beat Bayern Munich? What an unreal result that is, as Arsenal beating Bayern Munich to win it. But you'd think that's good. The year later, Celtic beat PSG. This is the Europa League, not the Champions League. The Europa League, Celtic beat PSG. Year later, Chelsea beat Sevilla. Villarreal, Valencia in 23-24, an all-Spain final in that one. And then Porto reaching the summit in 24-25 against Roma. Now let's go to the big one, the Champions League. Well, the Champions League has had some absolutely fantastic finals, I can tell you that for sure. But the first one is a super final. It is Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Real Madrid came out on top in that one. But if that's not good enough, let's have another derby in the next final. Manchester United versus Manchester City. City still at this point looking for their very first Champions League. They don't get it because Man United walk away with it and beat City, who get beaten again a year later, but this time by Bayern Munich. And finally, in 23-24, Manchester City beat PSG to finally become the champions of Europe. And they do it at Wembley as well. Right at home for everyone. And the last season just gone, Atletico Madrid beat Bayern Munich, which seems like a little bit of a run at the very end there for in the Europa League and this one for Spanish clubs. So maybe Spanish clubs make a bit of a comeback there. But it has gone all over the place. We've got German winner, a Spanish winner, then English, German, English, Spanish. It isn't continuous. There doesn't seem to be one country running away with players and titles. So that's really interesting, really good to see. Well, the league has gone like this, and Real Madrid have had an absolute great time. They've won it 4 times, in the last 5. So Barcelona did nick one in 22-23, but apart from that, it's been Real Madrid all the way. And when they didn't win it, they came second. It's a bit of a similar situation when Barcelona come in second in most of the other seasons, and Atletico Madrid come in third. It's been the same situation, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. So we don't see any changes from what we see in real life. Do we see any changes in Germany? Do Bayern Munich ever get pushed off that top? Once they do, but every other time it's Bayern Munich to win it and Dortmund to finish second. But in that one switcheroo season, you'll see that Dortmund did win it again in 22-23, the same year that Barcelona won it. So that was just an all-round season of everything just slightly changing from the normal. Leipzig fall off a cliff. Like Leipzig have come third in all of these seasons, and then Gladbach nick in. They come back. You think, oh, Leipzig, all that money? No. Hamburg, which is a proper bottom to top situation. They've had some terrible relegations recently. They make their way back. And Hertha Berlin to finish third in the last season. That's not bad at all. Italy, as we know in real life, has just been a Juventus ball game for the last however long. But here on FM, looking into the future, Conte has got something to answer for because he's done well with Inter Milan. Juventus here, look, they finish top and then disappear. This is a crazy situation. So in the season that we are living in right now, it goes Juventus, Inter Milan, Atalanta. Whereas in 21-22, we see Inter, Napoli and Milan. Juventus, nowhere to be seen. Very interesting. They come back into third position in 22-23 and then come back to win it all in the subsequent season. So I do wonder what happened in that season. Let's go and have a quick look now. They finished fourth. They finished fourth in that season. They were equal third, which obviously that last thing doesn't tell us, but they were equal third, but fourth position for Juventus just is not good enough. So that's a very interesting turn of events. Now let's look for those players that you all want to know about what happens to them in the future. When does Messi retire? Has he retired? Is he going to be playing for another 5 years? Who knows? We're going to find all that out now. And if there's any players that I miss, do remember to get into the comments. Let me know who I've missed. Let me know who you want to know what happens to them. And I'll let you know how they've occurred. And then we'll see what happens. So first of all, let's go to the main man for me, Lionel Messi. Still playing in the 24-25 season. He's only worth £1 million as it stands right now. £600,000 a week. B team regular. So it's not looking great for his history, but here we go. It's absolutely fine. He's done well, let's be honest. 33 games, 25 goals. 33 games, 12 goals. But the average rating is what we're talking about. An 8.36 in that first season. Outrageous. A 7.97. He would be winning in the first three here. Every single one of the Premier League's best players, all the way for the first three. And then he'd be questionably up there for the last two as well. And you're talking about 37, 36-year-old man. What a player. What a man. That it is. But not overly scoring the goals in those latter seasons. But Messi still playing, still killing it at Barcelona. Still a one-man team, probably. Should we have a look at Barcelona while we're here to see what their team looks like in the future? Here we go. Don't mind the kits. Don't pay attention. Ter Stegen's still there. Joshua Kimmich coming in. Longley still there. They've got a pretty similar team. With Griezmann, I mean, to say this is 5 years in advance, that's why I'm saying pretty similar, because we're still seeing some players, Coutinho in there as well. Other ones we do see, though, are Marcus Rashford. When does he make the leap across to Barcelona, and how much for? Well, it is the season just gone at £125 million, and he is smashing it. He's had a great time throughout these last 5 years at Man United, and therefore at Barcelona. So that's a great move for Rashford. It's an interesting one as well. To look here at Barcelona. Should we have a quick look at Real Madrid while we're here, and then I'll get to the other players? I'm sorry, I've got to do it. It just seems wrong not to have a look at Real. You would have thought there's a big change in Real Madrid as well, because in real life, their players are just getting older and older. So who is still there? Well, Courtois is still there. Varane is still there. Mendy, Casemiro, a very similar team, but they have signed Mo Salah. That's right, that's a big transfer that's happened. And when did it happen? Oh, wow. Liverpool fans, look away now, because Mo Salah, this is his last season. If real life equates to this is his last season with you guys at Liverpool before he makes a £122 million transfer over to Real Madrid. Maybe this is why they were winning the league so often. 122 million. He's done pretty good since being there as well. So that's a huge transfer. Cristiano Ronaldo did retire. He retired as a player at the age of 39. Finishing it up until the season just gone, actually, with Juventus. 204 appearances, 112 goals for them. Done absolutely brilliant. So he retires at the age of 39. That means we've still got quite a few years of Cristiano left. That'll be interesting to see. But he sticks at Juventus. Do you reckon that'd happen in real life? Or PSG, Man United, maybe? So much talk. We wonder what happens. And the man, the myth, the legend is also at Manchester City right now. Erling Haaland, however you want to say it. But the interesting thing about him is he's not playing all of their games. Now, this makes no sense to me. It's crazy that he wouldn't play all of your games. He's at Dortmund in the game 27-13. Okay, then we get 27-14. You think they're good scores, but they're not outrageous scores. They're not what you expect Haaland to be getting on this game. He moves to Manchester City and scores 17 goals in 28 games. That's closer, but when you look around, people are seeing this guy score 20s, 30s in a season on their saves. Well, in this, Haaland does go to Manchester City for £96 million and plays there 28, 29 and 28. We have a 38-game season. That means he's missing 10 games. That means that they do play other players instead of him, and he doesn't always win, or he has a lot of injuries. So let's have a look to see if he's had injuries throughout his time. Nothing. major, a few minors, but nothing major. So he hasn't been getting into the Manchester City team. So at the age of 24, Haaland is not a regular in the first team of Manchester City. So much happening there. Players you expect. Now let's go and see who's won the World Cup, who's won the European Cups. Let's go international. So we've had 2 in the time that's elapsed. The first one was won by Germany, and the runners-up were Czech Republic, which is a very interesting team. And in 2024, France beat Portugal, and I would have thought that is with the help of Kylian Mbappe, who is still at Paris Saint-Germain at the age of 26, smashing them in with goals left, right and centre. I can only think it's because people can't afford him. He's an unbelievable player, helping France to win the European Championship there. Right, we've hit an issue. We've hit a weird situation, everything was going fine, right? And I'm going to leave it on this one. So please do message in if there's something I've missed. But in Qatar, the winner of the World Cup is South Korea. I mean, Son is a great player. Son's a great player, but you are not telling me that he has just won them. He has just won them the World Cup. So there must be a few players we need to look at. Lee Kang-in, 24 years old, of Valencia, could be a player to look at if you're looking for a save, but his stats aren't brilliant, so I'm not quite sure what's happened here. There's Hwang Hee-chan, who is playing at this point for Lille, but when we start the game, he's looking at Salzburg and moving into Leipzig. Doesn't play, poor averages. I am not sure at all what has happened here, but 2022, if you want your long shot bet and you want to go for it on your different betting apps, this is the team you need to go for. South Korea, because that is going to be the biggest mind blowing that you could ever imagine. Fantastic. So if there is anyone else, any players that you want to know about where they are, your team, maybe you want to know where your team are, well guys, write into the comments, let me know, and then I will find that out for you. And I'm thinking of maybe going another 5 years into the future. If you want to see that, comments, like, subscribe, do all the beautiful stuff, and I'll see you very soon.